Market update for the 15th. So we got the pump from 427 all the way to about 429.30ish, and another melt up. In the last video, I had us left off here at the top of this. I said it could be possibly a third wave. It looks like it is indeed a third wave. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Potentially a fifth wave top right here at 439, maybe it's 28, around 439.30. And if it is a top, then I would expect a pretty substantial move down here over the next week or so, and the VIX to start pumping up. If we look back down here on the 4-hour time frame, if it is a fourth wave, these need to be adjusted, but if this is a fourth wave, we'd be expecting somewhere around 415 to be a good pullback destination before going higher. If it's an A wave and a B wave, we would expect a minimum of 403.60. Could go all the way down to the very bottom. Probably not very likely. Maybe like 390 to 400 would probably be the best targets. And then again, the other scenario that I laid out would just be straight down an impulsive wave to new lows. And that I don't really have a target with. We'd be able to tell here in the next couple of days if we get a pullback, what kind of, which one seems the most likely based on the structure of the move. So is it corrective or is it an impulsive wave? If it's impulsive, then we can know that, well, depending on how far it goes, I guess, because an A wave will be impulsive too. But if we get an ABC move, we'll know that it's going to be a fourth wave or a B wave. If it's a 5-wave move, we'll know a substantial 5-wave move. We'll know that we're probably going to be heading down to new lows. We'll have to just see and wait on that one. But the next thing to look at and to take into consideration is the dollar versus SPY. So look down here on the 11th. We've gone straight up. On the 11th, somewhere in here, it's a 4-hour time frame. Okay, on the 11th, right here, straight up. So typically when the dollar is going down, SPY goes up. When the dollar is going up, SPY goes down. And right now, they're both going up. So the way I take that into consideration is which one is BSing, basically. So one of these is going to fall off while the other one is going to continue in the same direction. Right now I'm leaning towards SPY being the one that will fall off and the dollar being the one that will move up. If the dollar breaks 106.94, then I would consider this C wave finished. If it holds it and reverses lower, then we can possibly see a third wave down here for the C wave. Another thing that could be happening is this is actually only the A wave, and we're going to see a B wave somewhere out, probably somewhere out in here. So that would be like a B wave right here, and then maybe another move down to these lows down here at 102 to 103. This move right here would be perfect for the scenario where we have a fourth wave or a B wave. If we're looking for the impulsive move down to new lows on SPY, then I would just want to see the dollar break 106.94 and then just keep on moving higher towards the overall fifth wave target at 114. So we'll have to see what happens over the next week or so and which one is BSing, and kind of just put the pieces of the puzzle together here going into OPEX. And then the VIX, if we go to the 4-hour time frame, it put in a low on the 12th, pulled back. Can it hold 1914 and see a new high, or are we going to break it one more time? Again, Elliott wave isn't really the best for this. If I tried to figure this out, Elliott wave, I would say 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and then you see it gets kind of tricky right here. It's like that at that point it looks like an ABC pattern. So VIX not really trying to figure it out with Elliott wave. I just know that it broke this trend line right here, and it needs to hold 1851 or the one I just showed you, 1914, in order to move higher to the ultimate target of around the mid 50s. Probably sometime, I would say probably sometime later in the year or early next year would probably be the best time frame for that now. So I don't know, like, I'm kind of leaning towards for how long this is extended out to, because you know, about a month ago I was saying like 410 would be the top. We've extended all the way out to 430. I would say the most likely scenario now is that we're going to see some kind of B wave and then probably move to new highs going into midterms. And then my second scenario is probably going to be the impulsive to new lows right away. And then third would be a fourth wave and then a fifth wave higher. So we'll have to see. It's just kind of waiting. Whenever they let this consolidate finally, we can kind of get an idea of what's going on. Pretty exciting to see what happens here the next couple weeks, because we're going to see some consolidation. It's just, what kind of consolidation are we going to get? And is the dollar lying or is SPY lying? That's kind of like the what I'm looking at the most, I guess, today is the correlation between the two. So one more thing, let's look at the 10-year yield. Ten-year yield, I don't know if it moved today or not. I didn't look at it. Wrong one. So 2.79, and I actually changed my chart on this one. I think this is more likely a third wave up here, and we have pretty much finished the fourth wave, ABC right here. We could be putting in a fourth wave right here, but if we go to like the 2-hour time frame, let's go to the 4-hour. Yeah, I would say there's a good chance that this could be a third wave and a fourth wave and one more move down here lower. We'll have to wait on that one too, but we can use our parallel lines and just see if we bottomed out here. That's obviously 1, 2, 3. And then obviously that would be a fourth wave. It's possible. I think that actually could be one more move down now, looking at it. Let's see how much we retraced on the weekly time frame. So we have 1, 2. But then we go here and we're at the 0.38 fib, and that makes it even more likely that this is actually the bottom and we're going to move higher for a fifth wave. So the fibs tell the story as well. If we move down lower than this, we're going to be nearing the 0.5 fib for a fourth wave. So I think it's very likely that we will be starting a fifth wave higher as well. And if you look, when yields were going up, the market was going down. So if we start moving higher here and we go to a target of and also you notice how yields are going down and the dollar was going down in the same time frame. So if you have a dollar going higher and yields going higher, then SPY is going to be selling off pretty substantially. So we're looking for 4.11 to 4.46. So if that happens and the dollar hits 114 to 115, imagine where SPY is going to be. And to show you where we were at on June 17th for the dollar, where were we at? June 17th. And June 17th, we were around 105 actually, so it wasn't as bad, but we were in an uptrend higher, and then July 11th we at the top. So if we start a fifth wave here on the yields, growth stocks are going to get destroyed. It's going to be hard for the market to make substantial gains, and we should see a sell-off in SPY if that happens. So I went a little bit more in depth today, but just watch the dollar and SPY correlation and keep an eye on the yield, and then obviously the VIX we want to hold 1915. And let me know in the comments how you're playing this move. Today I traded SPY and I didn't do very well. I think I made a measly $100 today. I started off with a loss. I actually started off with calls, and I made a little bit on them, and then I think I switched to puts. Let's see where we're at. Yeah, I started with calls right here. If I would have just held, I would have made a lot of money. But I ended up selling on this right here, and then thought I saw something, bought puts, got stopped out, and then I went and got some breakfast, and when I got breakfast, we were already back up here at 428 something, and then I waited and waited, played some puts, and then I bought some more puts up here, and I got stopped out on those two. Kind of a back and forth day, $100 gain, nothing substantial. Call it some burger money. But, you know, that happens sometimes. The whole point is to manage your loss. And the last thing I want to say is risk management is the most important thing if you think about it. If you're just managing your risk and you're taking very small losses, even if you're the worst trader in the world, eventually you're going to get lucky. And if you're able to hold through your gains and hold through a whole move and catch one big one and make a lot of money on that one, and you have a bunch of small losses, if you can just do that, then you're going to make money no matter what if you have the right risk management. It helps to be able to read a chart, but make sure that you have very tight stops if you're trading options on SPY. I was taking like literally $30 losses, and I think I lost like 3 or 4 times today. And then I probably had 3 or 4 wins and 3 or 4 losses, and I was pretty much scalping because of the way it was moving. It was such a slow grind. And honestly, I don't even really like trading SPY when it's like this. I was just hoping that we got to move down. The options chain was showing 426 to 427. And so I was hoping we get a move down at the end of the day to start the downtrend. Didn't happen. But I was very happy with my risk management and not taking any big losses, not holding it through any potential moves that can just wreck the whole option and it can go to zero. So that would be my advice. Make sure you always have a stop. Know where your stop's going to be. For instance, on this move right here, if you're going to buy, let's say it pulls back to right here, you can buy right here and put a stop above here. A lot of times I will wait until I will take a little bit more on top of that. Maybe go to like 429. On this move, I'd go to like 429.43 or 45 because of these things right here. The algos will just go through and they'll just do these candles right here and just take out all the stop losses and then reverse down. And so you have to be able to know, I'd be able to take a little bit more of a loss in order to avoid the stop losses. And yeah, so that's pretty much how I did trading today. Let me know how you did, and leave a comment, like, and subscribe, and I will give another market update tomorrow.